What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be talking about 10 beginner tips to dominate your opponent in Madden 26. In Ultimate Team, it's a completely different type of game. This year, they've changed a lot, so we're going to go over some of the things. Right there, you see the first 3 players that were at my home screen. Those are the rookie premieres. If you need more information about that, you're going to have to write it in the comments. I did make sure that you guys were prepared for that. I made several videos. Some of you guys are like, yo, I can't believe I didn't do it. It happens every year. It's over. You're going to have to spend more money to get overalls to that height. All right, 85 overall is ridiculous. So that's something that you get just because of doing that part of the program at the end of Madden 25. So those rookie premieres are there. The personnel that I want you to understand is, after you go from that and you get those high overalls, what else do you do? How do you build your actual team? Okay, and one of those things that you have to understand is you don't need every player to be high overall. Sometimes you can use a budget player, and budget players can be Will Johnson that you get. All you have to do is log in, like I told you guys, and you would get him transferred over. He's actually a starter on the team. But budget players themselves, okay? Now, Caleb Ransaw, he's one of those guys that he has tremendous speed, and that's all you really need in the secondary right now because there aren't a lot of abilities and people don't pick the ball anyway. There is no pick artist currently at the launch of Madden 26, so it's very hard to actually account for the fact that players are just not going to intercept the ball on a consistent basis right now. But the one thing you can do is have speed out there. So budget players like that, those are very, very smart ways to build your team because you can snipe these cards. Although at launch, the players will be a little bit more expensive because, everybody knows that his speed, although he's a gold card, they are going to still put his price up a little bit higher, but he's still a budget beast. So if for whatever reason you pull him, sell him for a higher rate. It's not all about putting him in your lineup. You can do other things with him as well. So make sure you pay attention to that. That is very, very important. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Your low goals at the launch of Madden 26 is a gold mine. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to that. It's very, very important. All right, so Jalen Carter, he's another one, bro. This guy is a beast, and he's been a beast for a very, very long time. All right, the only problem that I have with him is he plays for the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, this dude is a stud. All right, strength is fine. He's over 300 pounds. Although the weight is not as important as it was in previous Maddens based on the information that we've received, it's still better to have a heavier guy at D tackle. Okay, I just want to point that out. We did experiment on day 1 with lighter players. They get dominated. All right, and you don't want to get dominated. At least right now, you just want to have the best players out there that can make these plays, and that's all you're looking to do. So that's very, very important. Going to jump over to the store now. Many of you guys ask me, okay, G, I want to spend money. I don't know how to spend the money. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand what's going on. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. Spending smart, it starts off with just pretty much understanding what's in the pack. All right, so I'm going to let you guys know this right now. Anything with platinum on it, like with coins, you go after that. That's the smartest and the most intelligent tip I can give you because no matter what happens, it works out. Packs like this, where they say B and D, that is at your discretion, okay? Because you can end up pulling very overall, high overall players, OP players that are B and D based on the pack, but you can't make any money. So I don't know if that's spending smart. Although these cards could possibly help you win early, it's still something that I'm very concerned with in telling people to buy B and D packs. I don't like it. Platinum packs like this, yes. Okay, because platinum packs will put money in your pocket. You will have the coins and you can do whatever you want after that. And even if you get really, really low overall platinum packs or whatever it is and the cards are really trash, you're still going to end up getting coin value. These 1 coin packs that are platinum, make sure you look out for them every day. That is 1 W that's been added to Ultimate Team over the last 3 years or more that helps players. All right, these 1 cent packs. So look out for those, especially for my no money spent players. Everything else, like these players, like the starter team and things like that, it's all B&Ds. It's at your discretion. I do not like B&Ds because you're stuck with the cards. Even if you get something really, really good, it's still wild because you can't do anything with it after you use it. But if that's the route you want to go, it is something you can do. Things like that with that pre-game access bundle, they don't have a lot of the platinum cards in it. It's more of the actual promo. You know, pregame access, you know, is it a W? I don't think it really is one of those promos that I'm going to tell you like, yo, you got to engage with. There are going to be other opportunities, but those prices are very low right now. If you take a look at season tickets, right now you got to play through the field pass to get these things. Very, very important to play through the game, lock in on the field pass, and understand how to get these things, because upgradable players is also something that's very, very important in the game. And to be honest, Jalen Hurts is going to be a pretty solid card. All right, so you can understand that later on when we get into that. So this is your field pass right here. All right, that is very, very important for you guys to understand. The dailies and the field pass. Keep that in your mind. It's at the beginning of the year. They no longer have like the continuous thing. Like they don't really force you to go like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that. They just lay it out there. Like everything is just put there. Like right here, you got to have at least one pregame access player, which they give you some for free from just playing the challenges. And then you just play the game and get touchdowns. And then it adds to it. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very easy to understand like what they're trying to do, but they no longer force you to do it. Like with Mutt Master, where it's like consecutive and all that stuff. So you just have to do it. If you don't do it, you just miss out on it. That's pretty much what it is. But this field pass right here, going through the field pass, you're going to get tickets, you know, doing some of the special objectives, you're going to get tickets. So it's very, very important. Dailies and field pass are very, very important because those upgrade tokens go into the players that you can then, if you're a no money spent player, or even if you're competitive, certain players are really good. Now, like I told you guys before, a standout player that I want you guys to look at that's upgradable is Jalen Hurts. Take a look at him and see what he's going to become at 87, because he's more than likely going to be a beast. I was just showing you guys that I have a certain amount of collectibles, so I've upgraded him. If you want to see what he's going to become, you can just move it over to the right with the upgrade tiers, and you'll see he's going to be a beast. He's going to have the right throw power. He's going to have the right speed. All that stuff is going to be good. So look out for upgradable players. The next thing is the catalog. Understand the catalog. When you go to the catalog, it's going to tell you who the best players are. It's your job to figure out if you want the player or not. Remember, we went over budget players. So just because they're high in the catalog, that does not mean that you have to have them. Now, the challenges. There are a ton of challenges, but remember, keep in mind, a lot of this is for early access only. If you don't have the game on August 7th, you know, you're not going to be able to do this. If you didn't get your pre-order, you're not going to be able to do this. So a lot of the things that I'm showing you right now, get used to challenges. There's a lot of good stuff in challenges, especially when the legends and stuff come out. Make sure you're doing that. The solo challenges versus the CPU, they have made this very, very lucrative. Not only does this add to the field pass, it gets you a lot of things. It gets you a lot of rewards. All right. Now, I'm not a fan of playing the computer. I don't care about playing the computer, but if you are a no money spent player and you're just trying to grind, that is for you right there. So go through that and make sure you understand exactly what's happening. And then finally, for my guys that play head to head like I do, I went through my first season. I won my Super Bowl. My only loss was a disconnect, which was the first game before they brought the servers down. And then the servers were down for about 2 hours. So right now I'm currently 9-1 with that one loss being a disconnect. It is what it is, guys. Those are the best ways to be able to put everything together, build your team, and be able to dominate your opponent. If you are a member of the channel, you can drop some questions in. Either way, let's start conversing. Let's start talking about teams. What's your theme team? What do you want to hear about next? Let me know about it in the comments, and go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, one love, y'all.